You know what's keeping you from happiness and success? Trying too hard to get the approval of people. It's time to let that go, and I'll show you how. Let me tell you a story about a great artist. For years, the artist read every book he could find about the lives of great artists. He devoured the words, the photos, the illustrations of how they created their magic. Their lives inspired him, their creations amazed him, and all of it made him unhappy. The more he tried to copy their styles and techniques, he couldn't. And each time he tried, the less authentic he felt. He realized their stories, techniques, and art was their art and not his. One day, he put down the books and he picked up his paintbrushes and colors. He placed a fresh blank canvas on an easel and he began to paint. His art, his way, by his rules. When the first painting was done, he placed it in the easel outside his front door, just off the street in the busy downtown city where he lived. A few minutes after he went inside his house and began to paint again, he heard noises outside. The noise grew louder. He put down his brush and went to the front door and opened it. As the door flung open, he looked around and was stunned at what he saw. Gathered around his painting was a crowd of people. Someone yelled from the crowd, "Is this painting for sale?" The stunned artist paused for a moment and answered, "Yes." To which the man who asked shouted, "I'll take it for $5,000. $5,000. It was more than the artist made for 1 year's worth of work. It was more than he dreamed he would ever make. It was more money for a hobby that he himself would have gladly paid to do. $5,000 for a painting, his very first painting. My friend, what would the world pay for your art? What would the world pay for your talent? You may have no idea. Other people do, and they are ready to show you. People are looking for you. People want you, and people are waiting for you right now. Those people are ready to help and bless you beyond anything you've imagined. All you need to do is start using the talents inside of you and begin doing what you love. It's that simple. Let's get you started. Do these 3 things. Number 1, pick one dream and goal you are most excited about and find out any information about that dream and goal. Number 2, use the information you've found and begin taking action, even if it's baby steps, to move you one step closer to that dream and goal. Number 3, repeat step 1 and step 2 each week until your goal is achieved. Then do the same thing for the next goal. If you'll do this, something big is going to happen to you. The dream you have will grab you and guide you to the next thing you need to do and to everything and everyone you'll need to help you live the dream you imagine. Begin today. The world is waiting. Here's how to live your dream, even if you don't believe you can. I bet you have a lot of dreams that you've never told anyone about, don't you? And I'm going to bet you think about them a lot. I'm also going to bet that when it comes to your dreams, you'll let yourself think about them just long enough to make you happy, and then you stop thinking about them because it makes you unhappy. Makes you unhappy because you don't know how on earth you'll ever reach or have those dreams with you standing right now in the place where you are. Come on, tell me, would I be right? If you said yes, I say to you, good, because I'm going to make you smile. What I'm going to tell you is about to change all of that, starting right now. Life has a way of getting our attention when we least expect it. How many times have you thought about some problem or something important to you? For days, weeks, or months, maybe even longer, you've been going back and forth about what you should do. One day you decide you're going to go in this direction. The next day you decide you want to go in a completely different direction. Hey, Don't beat yourself up if you've done it. We all do it. Going back and forth with our decisions can happen to us many times, even in the same day or hour. 1 hour, you're related because you finally made a decision that this is what you want to do now. An hour later, probably less, you've now changed your mind that you no longer want to go in that direction. Hey, give yourself a big smile and laugh because you're in good company, my friend. Even those among us who've lived many years of their lives by belief, faith, and intuition, we all do it. You, me, and everyone on this earth. We're created to look the way we do, talk the way we do, think the way we do, and given the one-of-a-kind talents, gifts, dreams, and abilities, and dream the way we do for a really wonderful reason. To be who we came here to be. Not be a copy of anyone else. To be you. Inside of you is a soul packed full of dreams placed inside of you by God, the universe, divine mind, infinite intelligence, life, or whatever name you like calling it. I want you to think of those dreams like seeds. And each time you open your dream, you also open the seed packet for that dream. The more you keep that seed packet open and give it soil, water, sunshine, and fresh air by you thinking about that dream and imagining and believing in that dream, the more that dream seed will take root in the fertile ground of your mind, and the faster, stronger, and bigger your dream is going to grow. Each dream inside of you has its own unique seed. And the bounty and harvest you will reap from those seeds of dreams is unlimited and will be never ending. All that's needed to make each dream inside of you come alive and actually happen for you is for you to do one thing, and that is keep your dream seed open long enough for it to take root and begin to grow. You do that by thinking about your dream throughout the day. You don't need to force yourself to think about your dream. Those dreams inside of you that you are being called to will quickly and easily want to come out by themselves if you don't hold them in by not letting yourself think about them. All of your dreams inside of you want to come out so you can live them, so you can love them, so you can enjoy them, so you can be blessed by them, and so you can bless other people's lives by you living and doing your dreams. My friend, I must tell you something very important, and it's something you may never even thought about until now. Your dream isn't just your dream, it's the world's dream. You simply have no idea how many people's lives you are about to touch and make happier and better by you living the dreams inside of you. The world is waiting for your dreams, my friend, all of them. The world needs and wants your dreams, and you do too. Think about your dreams just a little each day. Then watch how the universe tells you, through your intuition, the next steps you need to take all along the way. Let's get the conversation started. I want to know, is it easy for you to let the real you come out? Or do you hide it in fear of not knowing what others may think of you if they saw it? Thanks so much for watching and listening. For more inspiration, how-to, tips, and advice, please go to bobwolfnow.com. And you can listen to our Bob Wolf Show podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Thanks again. We'll see you soon. You can be amazing at dreaming. You can be even more amazing at doing. Yet nowhere are you more amazing than at talking yourself out of the dream you say to yourself and to others that you want. So why on earth would you ever sabotage the very thing you keep telling yourself that you want? There are a handful of reasons. The first, you don't believe you can have it. The second, you don't believe you're worthy enough to have it. The third, you don't know how you can have it. And the fourth, you are scared of how your life will change if you have it. Am I talking to you? Am I calling your name? Good. Now, let's talk about how you can get around all of those reasons so you can have whatever it is that you want. Whether it's a new diet, new exercise plan, new career change, or anything big like that, most people aren't successful because the change is too big, it's too much, it's too fast, or it's too unfamiliar. We are creatures of habit, of the known, of the familiar, and of the comfortable. Anytime we venture outside of our comfort zones, we pull back, and we will do just the opposite of what we say we want to change, just so we can get back to keeping things unchanged. Please, my friend, don't feel bad or beat yourself up if you do this, because we all do it. The magic to mastering it is knowing how to make changes that are believable to you, that feel good to you, that are exciting to you, and that pull you emotionally forward to what you want, so you'll want to do even more things to make those changes. You do this slowly and smallly. Hey, if that's not a word, I'm going to make it one right now, okay? And daily. So here it is. Slowly, smallly, and daily. Now let me tell you what they mean. Slowly. You take a little action for any new thing you want to do or change that you want to make. Slow is the way to go. Smallly. When you take a little action to your dream or the change you want to make and you make it a very small change or action. Teeny tiny action is what you want to do. Daily, take that slow, small action each day, even if it's so small you think there's no way it can make any difference. It can, and it will. Your brain runs on a program that I like to call the last deposit. The last deposit is simply this. The first thing your brain will think about the next time you do anything is the last experience you had when you did it. When you take slow, small, and daily actions for dreams and goals, and you enjoy doing them, then each time you do them, your brain remembers it as something you enjoyed and you were successful in doing. And that happy success will be the first thing your brain will remind you of the next time you think about your dream and do anything for that dream. I want you to do everything that I just told you for 1 week, just 7 days, and then watch how you feel and your life begin to change. My friend, it's going to astonish you. Let's get the conversation started. I want to know, what is a dream you'd love to achieve, yet you find fear and excuses that keep getting in the way of you making it happen? Thanks so much for watching and listening. For more inspiration, how-to, tips, and advice, please go to bobwolfnow.com. And you can listen to our Bob Wolf Show podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Thanks again. We'll see you soon. Think of something you want. Think of somewhere you'd like to visit. Think of someplace you'd like to move. Now, I want you to tell me in full, vivid detail, and don't leave anything out, what it's like to have that thing, visit that place, or live in your new hometown. You can't do it, can you? Now I'm going to tell you why you can't, why you won't, and why you would not want to. You can look at videos and photos. You can read stories. You can talk to others and read other people's opinions. Yet none of those things will do you any good in you knowing if what you want is truly what you really want or how it will be once you have it. You can play unlimited scenarios in your head about what you think something or somewhere is going to be like, but rarely is it exactly as you imagined it would be once you have it or once you arrive there. And that's the most important thing. You can talk about it, you can dream about it, you can plan about it, but you'll never know about it unless and until you get there. And this is what scares so many people. Scares them from making changes in their lives, be it a new job or career, a new thing to learn or do, or a new place to move to. We all want to know all the details, all the things that might, could, or will happen if we decide to do it. If I'm talking to you, then I've got something you're going to want to hear. You knowing all of those details before you begin is never going to happen. Life simply doesn't give you every detail in advance about anything. Those details unfold and are revealed only as you take each step to whatever it is that you want. And for good reason. if you ever get off your original path that you're taking to whatever it is that you want, the new details and new things that match the new path and new steps you decide to take are going to be revealed to you and will happen. Go one way, certain things will happen. Go another way, different things will happen. But here's the great news. No matter what road, no matter what direction, no matter what steps you decide to take or things you decide to do, there will always be a trail reserved only for you. A trail that life will use to get you back on your road to the life you were born for and came here to live, and all the things you were born to experience and to do. No matter how young or how old you are, no matter how many mistakes and setbacks you think you've made, no matter how long it's taken or how many delays you've had, right now, this very minute, you are right on time, and you're on the right track to fulfilling your life destiny and your life purpose. I want you to let that really sink in. You are right on time, and you are right on track to fulfilling your life's destiny and your life's purpose. So go ahead and plan your plans. Go ahead and dream your dreams. Go ahead and have all the desires you want. And then go ahead and have some faith and belief in yourself and the power that created you. That power knows everything about you. It knows how to take you to whatever dream, goal, and desire you have that is in perfect harmony with your life's divine purpose and plan. Always remember this important guiding principle. You can talk about it. You can dream about it. You can make plans about it, but you'll never know about it unless and until you get there. And it's the journeys that you take from now to the rest of your life to whatever it is you want or do that's going to bring you so much fun, happiness, and fulfillment to every part of your life. Let's get the conversation started. I want to know, how has the fear of the unknown kept you from having the things you want in your life? Thanks so much for watching and listening. For more inspiration, how-to, tips, and advice, please go to bobwolfnow.com. And you can listen to our Bob Wolf Show podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Thanks again. We'll see you soon. You hold on to people and things in your life for much too long, and you're afraid to let them go because of the uncertainty of what will happen if you do. The fear of the unknown can keep you stuck, miserable, and unhappy for years, maybe for the rest of your life, unless you know how to let go quicker. Now, let me show you how. Tell me if this doesn't sound familiar. You're in a relationship that doesn't make you happy, yet You keep staying in it in the hope they'll change, and then things will get better. You know it rarely does. Okay, here's another. You've been working hard for a company that doesn't appreciate you, and you know it. Yet, you paste that less than genuinely happy smile on your face each day, and you keep going back to work. Keep going back in the hopes that the managers, the owners will finally wake up, come to their senses, and realize just what a great employee and valuable team member they have in you. And you know what? They probably won't. Okay, how about this one? You've been working on a goal or a dream project for a while. Maybe you've even put a little or a lot of money into it, all with the hope that one day soon you'll be able to quit your job, your job, that you don't like, so you can devote your time, efforts, energies, and emotions to your new project that you're excited about. Yet, your heart and soul is not into your goal or dream project like you know it can be, or more importantly, you want it to be. You know deep down that you haven't been enthused and you aren't committed to this goal or project, so it just sits there and goes nowhere. And it probably always will, unless and until you let it go, and you let it go quicker. Let it go quicker so you can put your time, energy, and passion into the things you truly want to do and have, and not just settle for second, third, or fourth next best thing you believe you should do because that's what family, friends, and other people, quote, expect of you. Hey, here's a wise idea to always keep in mind. You want to do, be, and have the first thing that's best for you, and you deserve to have it. Here's something that'll free you and cut the rope that's been holding you back for way too long. One of the biggest things that holds people back from becoming more successful and happier is that they hold on to things for much too long. They need to let go quicker and move on to the next thing and the next project that is now calling their name. Maybe you've been one of them. Hey, don't beat yourself up if you answered yes, because we all have done it and we all keep doing it. It's just a part of being a growing, trying, learning, and becoming a human being. Knowing when to let go, it's not something you do just once and that's all you need to do it for the rest of your life. No, not at all. It's a daily, weekly, and monthly thing we all want to practice because people and things and experiences are coming in and out of our lives all the time. Only you know and only you can decide, what do I want to keep and what do I want to let go of? The beautiful thing about letting go is, deep down inside each of us is the wise you who knows often within just seconds if something or someone is right for us by how that something or someone makes us feel. Feel happy? Keep it. Feeling unhappy? Let it go, and let it go quicker. It's really that simple. Let's get the conversation started. I want to know, what friends do you have that you know it's time for you to let go of, and why? Thanks so much for watching and listening. For more inspiration, how-to, tips, and advice, please go to bobwolfnow.com. And you can listen to our Bob Wolf Show podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Thanks again. We'll see you soon. You hold on to people and things in your life for much too long, and you're afraid to let them go because of the uncertainty of what will happen if you do. The fear of the unknown can keep you stuck, miserable, and unhappy for years, maybe for the rest of your life, unless you know how to let go quicker. Now, let me show you how. Tell me if this doesn't sound familiar. You're in a relationship that doesn't make you happy, yet you keep staying in it in the hope they'll change, and then things will get better. You know it rarely does. Okay, here's another. You've been working hard for a company that doesn't appreciate you, and you know it. Yet you paste that less than genuinely happy smile on your face each day, and you keep going back to work. Keep going back in the hopes that the managers, the owners, will finally wake up, come to their senses, and realize just what a great employee and valuable team member they have in you. And you know what? They probably won't. Okay, how about this one? You've been working on a goal or a dream project for a while. Maybe you've even put a little or a lot of money into it, all with the hope that one day soon you'll be able to quit your job, your job, that you don't like, so you can devote your time, efforts, energies, and emotions to your new project that you're excited about. Yet, your heart and soul is not into your goal or dream project like you know it can be, or more importantly, you want it to be. You know deep down that you haven't been enthused and you aren't committed to this goal or project, so it just sits there and goes nowhere. And it probably always will, unless and until you let it go, and you let it go quicker. Let it go quicker so you can put your time, energy, and passion into the things you truly want to do and have, and not just settle for second, third, or fourth next best thing you believe you should do because that's what family, friends, and other people, quote, expect of you. Hey, here's a wise idea to always keep in mind. You want to do, be, and have the first thing that's best for you, and you deserve to have it. Here's something that'll free you and cut the rope that's been holding you back for way too long. One of the biggest things that holds people back from becoming more successful and happier is that they hold on to things for much too long. They need to let go quicker and move on to the next thing and the next project that is now calling their name. Maybe you've been one of them. Hey, don't beat yourself up if you answered yes, because we all have done it and we all keep doing it. It's just a part of being a growing, trying, learning, and becoming a human being. Knowing when to let go, it's not something you do just once and that's all you need to do it for the rest of your life. No, not at all. It's a daily, weekly, and monthly thing we all want to practice because people and things and experiences are coming in and out of our lives all the time. Only you know and only you can decide, what do I want to keep and what do I want to let go of? The beautiful thing about letting go is, deep down inside each of us is the wise you who knows often within just seconds if something or someone is right for us by how that something or someone makes us feel. Feel happy? Keep it. Feeling unhappy? Let it go, and let it go quicker. It's really that simple. Let's get the conversation started. I want to know, what friends do you have that you know it's time for you to let go of, and why? Thanks so much for watching and listening. For more inspiration, how-to, tips, and advice, please go to bobwolfnow.com. And you can listen to our Bob Wolf Show podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Thanks again. We'll see you soon. You keep staying in the places, you keep staying in the situations, you keep doing the things, and you keep hanging around the people that keep taking away your power. You've got to go where your power is. All right, Bob, you might be thinking, what are you talking about when you say go where your power is? Oh, got your attention, did I? Good. There is something that you have the ability to do, and that something comes very easily to you. Actually, there are a lot of things you have the amazing ability to do. Just keep that in mind. It's something that not only moves you, but powerfully moves so many people around you whenever you say it or you do it. That's where your power is. I want you to spend more time there. Spend less time on people and other things that take away your power, happiness, and joy. If you'll do those two things, then watch how much bigger, better, happier, and more fulfilled your life becomes. Each of us have skills, talents, and abilities that come so easily to only us. They are the things we not only can do easily, but can do incredibly great. If and when you let yourself dream just a little bit and imagine doing what you love and you're amazing at, the first thing that will come to mind is what you've been conditioned to think and accept for your life. I'm talking about things like the ego voice in your head telling you, you can't do that, or that's just a hobby and something you do for fun in your spare time, or you can't make any money doing that, or who do you know who's making a good living doing what you say you want to do, or you sure have big dreams, don't you, as you imagine friends or family smirking and smiling at you while they're saying it to you. You see, these are the things people have told us, and they all come from good-intentioned people. They really do. There's just one problem with that. They don't know. How can they? Most of them who tell you that stuff don't have big dreams, and if they do, they've rarely followed them. So you tell me, how would they know what it would feel like to follow your big dreams? For those who have followed their dreams and are living their lives where their power is, they'll not only tell you that you can do it, they'll tell you the ways they did it, and they'll tell you how you can do it too. You see, my friend, these are the people you want to be around. These are the people who will uplift, encourage, inspire, and believe in you. These are the people who are living their lives each day by going where their power is. My friend, let this really sink in deep down inside of you. You don't have to settle for less than what you want. You can and you will have what you want or something better. You just have to let go of the belief that you can't live it and that you can't have it. Once you do that, my friend, you are home free. I want you to do something starting this week. I want you to not tell anyone what you're doing. I want you to go to that safe and happy place inside of you and dream once again. Think of the things that bring you such great joy and happiness. Think of the things you just love to do. Think of the things that are so easy and natural for you to do. Think of the things you'd love to do if you had more time to do them. Think of the things you'd do without a care in the world, whether you got paid to do them or not, because I've got a surprise for you. You've already done them, and you probably did so already without receiving little or no money. You did them because you love them. You did them because they make you feel great. You did them because you have been born to do them. You did them because doing so gives you power and inspiration. I want you to go there again. I want you to live in that world there again. I want you to be who and what you are created to be, and do so in the place where your power is. Let's get the conversation started. I want to know, what is the biggest reason you believe that is keeping you stuck and keeping you from having more, doing more, and becoming more in your life? Thanks so much for watching and listening. For more inspiration, how-to, tips, and advice, please go to bobwolfnow.com. And you can listen to our Bob Wolf Show podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Thanks again. We'll see you soon. Ever feel like you don't have any good friends? Ever feel like those in your family don't care about you? Do the people you're around and you talk to drain you and try to pull you down? Many times, the people we've known the longest and best are the ones we most need to limit our time with. You want to surround yourself with people who are uplifting, inspiring, encouraging, and good for you. So how do you know who to keep and who to let go of? Use this formula. More time with them equals less happiness. Less time with them equals more happiness. People who are meant to be in your life want to be in your life, and you don't need to run after them to have that. Hey, we're all busy, yet people will always make time for people they most want to be around. If you're being ignored, there's a good chance you keep doing the things that make them want to ignore you. A good way to know when you're doing it is by how it makes you feel. We cheapen our credibility and desire in their eyes when we chase after them too much and try too hard to please them. Why do we do it? We care what they think because we think they care. The truth is, they don't care and they won't. Here's the truth. Many people you've been chasing after won't care about you the way you'd like. The right ones will. And you'll never have to try too hard to make that happen. Give yourself a huge boost of self-esteem and respect. Let go of caring what anyone thinks about you. Start caring more about what you think about you. If you'll do this, a big positive change will begin to happen. People will start chasing after you and caring what you think. Imagine how fun that's going to be. Hey, give yourself a huge boost of self-respect. It's time for you to know how and when to move friends to acquaintances. Here's how. Imagine a big, beautiful sliding button in front of you. On the left of that button is the word friend. On the right of the button is the word acquaintance. Imagine any friend or family member. Hold their image above the button. When you look at them in your mind, ask yourself, is this person treating me in ways I like or not? If you like the answer you're getting, no need to do anything. Keep them right where they are in your life. However, if you no longer feel happy when you're around them, then slide the button over from friend to acquaintance. As you do this, you'll feel different. You'll feel a sense of calm, peace, power, and relief wash all over you. Something inside you will let you know you just made the right decision. You've now given yourself a boost of confidence and power. You've taken control over your emotions and life, and those you allow in it. No longer will you decide things by guilt or being who you're not and doing things you no longer want to do. You're letting go of your past unhappy conditioning. You're no longer going to do what I think I'm supposed to do. You're now going to do what you want to do. You're going to do what makes you happy. As you move the old people out of your life, you now open your life so the right new people can come in. I want you to know something about you. Something you probably haven't thought about today, this week, this month, or maybe even this year. It's this. You are extraordinary. No, really. You are such a great person. You are greater than you believe you are, and you are so much greater than you give yourself credit for. If you ever get the feeling that people don't appreciate you or they ignore you, I can tell you the big reason why, and it just may surprise you. Ever notice that even though people live busy lives, they always seem to make time for the people and things most important to them? No matter how crazy busy they've been or tell you they've been, they always manage to put those people and things they most want into their lives in some way. And this is what trips so many of us up. You see, we want people to want us. We want people to like us. We want people to think we're important or significant enough to want to spend time with us. And when they don't, we cheapen our credibility and desire in their eyes when we chase after them or try too hard and too often to please them. Let's just get right down to it. We care what they think because we think they care. The truth is, they don't, and they won't. And even if they do, it's not going to be in the way that we want or will make us happier. Many of those we've been chasing after will never care about us the way we'd like them to. But the right ones who belong in our lives at any given moment will care about us, and we'll never need to try too hard for that to happen. You need to be told the truth about you that you've not heard enough times in your life, and it is this. You are too good and you are too great for people to ignore you. I want you to let go of caring so much what anyone thinks about you, and then watch how people start chasing after you and caring what you think. Chasing after the affection and attention of others will never lead to your happiness because you'll never get it. Yet, when it comes to other people, life works in a very cool way. The more you're focused on doing what makes you happiest, and the more you'll do it, the more you'll become that happy person that the world wants to be around. And when you do that, you're letting the good and the great inside of you come out and play. No one on this earth has the amazing gifts, talents, abilities, and dreams and desires that you, my friend, and only you, my friend, have. I want you to let that sink in. When you start realizing and appreciating the greatness that is, has, and will always be you, other people start realizing it too. and they start treating you way different, way better, and way more to your liking. When you stop chasing after fame, popularity, and attention, it's amazing how all those wonderful things begin chasing after you. I want you to go right now to the mirror, and I want you to look at the person looking back at you. And I want you to say to them out loud, I'm good enough, I'm great enough, I'm more than enough for anything and everything I can dream of. And now life is going to show me just how true that is. Let's get the conversation started. I want to know who in your life is ignoring you and not appreciating you right now, and why does it make you so unhappy that they are? Thanks so much for watching and listening. For more inspiration, how-to, tips, and advice, please go to bobwolfnow.com, and you can listen to our Bob Wolf Show podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Thanks again. We'll see you soon. You've got all these dreams, most of them you've never told anyone about, and you keep thinking about them, yet there's a huge problem you keep facing. You have no idea how on earth, how you will ever make those dreams and the things you want come true. You see and read about all kinds of people who are living great lives of success and happiness. And deep down inside, you know you're just as talented for sure, and more so with all the talents you've been blessed with. Yet, you still can't figure out how to get from where you are to where you dream to be. I can help you with that. You see, once you know one of the quickest, simplest, and fastest ways that'll get you to any dream or goal you'll have, you'll do so far easier than you've probably ever tried. So let me tell you what it is. Can I be honest with you? I know what you're going through. Many times I've been right where you are. Early on, I had so many dreams, and I didn't know the right people to open doors. I didn't know which doors I should go through and how or where and when I needed to go through them. Believing that I had to figure all this stuff out on my own, I tried researching and figuring it out, and it didn't work. I tried being more productive and creating new project after new project, thinking that if only I do more work, people will find out about me and then doors will open. You know what? People hardly noticed. I tried doing things I really wasn't into and had little interest in doing, and thinking that, okay, I can't just wait around and do nothing. I've got to go out and make things happen if I want them to happen. You know what? I was only fooling myself. After frustration after frustration and one disappointment after the other, I finally had enough. I was tired of being the hamster on the never-ending, quote, chasing after success wheel that keeps going nonstop round and round. I jumped off that chasing after the world's success wheel and got my feet and life back on solid ground, and I did what I want you to do. I just let go. I just let go. I let go of trying to figure every step out. I let go of chasing after other people who were not chasing after me. I let go of spending my precious time on things that honestly didn't matter to me. I let go of spending my hours, days, weeks, and months helping other people make their dreams come true and not my own. I started spending more time on doing only the things most important to me at that moment in time in my life. In essence, I said to God, "You know what I want. You know where it is. Thank you for taking me to it or bringing it to me." And then things began to change. Not all at once. Little by little, they began to change in these ways. Slowly, gradually, unhurriedly, calmly, peacefully, purposefully, knowingly, assuredly, wisely, powerfully, perfectly. Just the way it is designed for me and always right on time. In essence, it was God directing my steps. It was God inspiring my thinking. It was God speaking to me intuitively. It was God gently guiding my every thought, my every desire, my every action, and my every result at just the right moment, in just the right way, to every goal and dream that was and is in divine perfect harmony with God's perfect plan and purpose for my life. Fast forward to today, the right people are always put into my life at just the right times, at just the right places, in just the right ways, and for just the right reasons. It's as if my life is like this divine grand theater play, with all the right cast members coming in and going out on perfect cue, and me and them enjoying every second of it. And my friend, that will be your life too, if you'll let it. You don't need to know every step or have all the answers before you begin. You can never know those steps, and you will never have all those answers, because they will only be revealed to you once you are on your path. You just need to begin, yet not just begin doing anything. Begin doing what you feel deep down inside of you that you are being most called to right now. The great teacher and widely esteemed author Joseph Campbell has said, "Follow your bliss." Such powerful and true words. Once, when asked by Bill Moyers, "Do you ever have the sense of being helped by hidden hands?" Campbell replied, "All the time. It is miraculous. I have a superstition that has grown on me as a result of invisible hands coming all the time. Namely, that if you do follow your bliss, you put yourself on a kind of track that has been there all the while waiting for you. And the life that you ought to be living is the one you are living. When you can see that, you begin to meet people who are in your field of bliss. They open doors to you. I say, follow your bliss and don't be afraid, and doors will open where you didn't know they were going to be. My friend, I've got something great to tell you. You don't need to know the right people. God knows who they are. You don't need to know where your dreams will come true. God already knows where it is. You don't need to know what steps you need to take today, tomorrow, and the next days. God has already got your life plan and success map in front of Him. You just need to Return to thinking about and doing what makes you happy. Take a little action to that happy dream today. Take another little action to that happy dream tomorrow and the next day and the next day. As you do, the next step and the next step will be given to you by the inspiration you'll feel inside on what you should do next. My friend, it has never failed and it never will. Your great life and success is assured and guaranteed. And let me tell you, God will make sure of it. Let's get the conversation started. I want to know, when was there a time in your life where the right people, the right timing, and everything just clicked into place and everything just happened and worked out so wonderfully for you? Thanks so much for watching and listening. For more inspiration, how-to, tips, and advice, please go to bobwolfnow.com. And you can listen to our Bob Wolf Show podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Thanks again. We'll see you soon. You ever get to the point in your life when it just hits you? I've had enough, and now I'm ready for some different stuff. In other words, you're ready to let go of what's making you unhappy. And I bet you are right now, aren't you? You're not just ready to let go of one thing, you're ready to let go of probably many things that have been making you unhappy. Yet there's just one problem. Actually, there are two problems that have kept you stuck and are keeping you stuck right where you are. You may not know what they are, and if you do, you haven't discovered the way to get over them. And if you did, you still wouldn't be having the problems. Now would you? No worries, everything is going to be okay. Let me show you how to get ready to start enjoying some different stuff. The good stuff and the good life that you're really going to like. Fear and uncertainty are the twins that always travel together whenever they come for a visit to our inner house. You know the place. It's that amazing mind of yours. And we always seem to keep the door open for them anytime they want to drop by. Have you ever asked yourself, why do I let fear in my thoughts and then create scenarios of what could go wrong when I think about things? You know, that's a good question to be asking yourself. Because once you know the why you keep doing something, especially if it's something that keeps making you miserable and unhappy, then you will know the quick way that you can change it. For many of us, fear is rooted in unworthiness. We don't feel worthy of good things, of happy things, of new things, of inspiring, joyful, and fulfilling things. Maybe our unworthiness comes from something that a loved one or a friend told us when we were young and very impressionable. And you know what? We believed it. And we still keep believing it after all these years. Whatever anyone has ever said or done to you does not matter. Here's what matters. All that matters is what you say to you today. That's it. What you say to you today is your daily script that keeps running your life.
And here's the best thing of all. You can change any or all of your daily script anytime you want, as many times as you want, and you can keep changing it all of your life. Isn't that great? So here's what that means for you. If there is one thing or many things that are right now making you unhappy, then you have the power to change them quickly and easily. You're probably asking, how? Perfect. Let me show you how. Take a piece of paper and a pen. Now write down the things you most want to change. No limits. Put everything down that comes to mind. Now rank them from 1 to 10, or however many things that are on your list, in order of things I want to change right now to things I'd like to change soon. Take the first 3 of those things I want to change right now and put each of them on their own separate sheet of paper. Write the name of the thing you want to change at the top of the paper. Let's use change my diet just as an example. Now, list the benefits and rewards you can think of that you'll experience once you make that change. And here's how to make that really powerful. The secret is you imagining those benefits and rewards as already happening for you right now and not at some time or place in the distant future. See them, imagine them, feel them, and believe they are happening to you and for you right now. That is so important. So can you do that? Good. Now, let's look at how your list of things you want to change might look. If you came to me and we sat down together and I wrote out the rewards for you, let's say we're picking the subject of your diet. That is, changing my diet by eating healthier foods. As we're thinking and talking about living your life like you've already made and are enjoying those changes, we'd write out a new life script for you, for the thing we are changing, so that it now says, as I'm changing my diet and eating healthier foods, I'm already enjoying so many good things that are making me look and feel great. Like, number 1, my body now has more energy because of the healthy foods I'm eating. Number 2, I feel better and not so sluggish. Number 3, my digestion is improving. Number 4, I'm sleeping better. Number 5, my skin complexion is improving. Number 6, I'm saving money because it's costing me less to eat healthy foods than processed and junk foods. Number 7, I'm getting leaner each week, losing the fat and keeping my lean muscle tissue because I'm now eating the proper ratio of proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. Number 8, because I'm looking and feeling better, my appearance is improving, and that's raising my self-confidence, my self-image, and my self-esteem. Number 9, all of this is helping improve my relationships with others, my job performance, and my belief in myself that I can set goals and achieve them. Number 10, and because I see and feel the results from just doing one disciplined action of eating healthier, I now have a strong desire to begin an exercise program which will change my body and the way I feel even quicker. And it's going to give me even more rewards. Think about what I just told you. 10 things. You're enjoying 10 benefits and rewards just by you taking one disciplined action, and that is of simply eating healthier foods. One action, 10 rewards. That's pretty cool, huh? Now go to the other things on your list you most want to change and list the benefits and rewards for them. Once you've done the benefits and rewards for your top 3 things I want to change, then I want you to do this. Put the 3 pieces of paper, one paper for each thing you want to change, together in a place you can see them all throughout the day. On a dining table or office table, that works great. Now, all throughout the day, just walk over to where your list is and just look at it without doing anything. I don't want you to do anything other than just look at your list. I just want you to look at it and then imagine how simple, easy, and fun it's going to be for you to do what's on your list. Here's what's going to happen. In a few days or a week, maybe sooner, you will begin to feel a little different inside. You will begin to get curious. You will begin to wonder. Like, I wonder what it might be like if I did what's on my list. And when that happens, you will become so curious that you'll want to try doing something that's on your list. And then you'll do it. And you'll like it. Then you'll want to do another thing. And you'll do it. And you'll like it. And now, my friend, you're off to the races. You'll become unstoppable. You'll want to do more things, and you'll do them. And then you'll want to think of new things you want to change, and you'll write them down. And then you'll do them, and you'll like it. And now you're home free. What you desire to change has the power and desire to change you. My friend, I just wish you could see me right now because I'm smiling from ear to ear. I know what's about to happen for you and to you. And I am so proud of you because I get to share all of it with you. You're doing great. Just keep it going and congratulate and enjoy yourself all along the way because you deserve it. Let's get the conversation started. I want to know, what things do you keep thinking about over and over that you know are making you unhappy? What can you do to change that? How much happier would you feel if you didn't think about them so much? Thanks so much for watching and listening. For more inspiration, how-to, tips, and advice, please go to bobwolfnow.com. And you can listen to our Bob Wolf Show podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Thanks again. We'll see you soon. I bet you've done it. I bet you've had a new dream and you quickly told someone about it, didn't you? And after you did, I bet you wished you never would have told them. Why do I know this? Because what you experienced changed the way you looked at that new dream of yours from that moment on. And it may have changed the course of your life without you even realizing it. And now I'm going to tell you why. Hey, we've all done it. We get a new dream that excites us so much that we don't want to keep it to ourselves. We've got to tell the world, so we pick family or friends to share it with. Then we tell it to them, thinking, they'll see the bigness, the greatness, and the magnificence of my new dream like I do. But they don't. And they won't. And here's why. Upon hearing such grandiose plans, those who've just heard about our new dream often look at us like we're crazy to think such outrageous things. They look at us like we're crazy to get excited about something so different from the life we and they are living. They look at us like we're crazy for having the belief, desire, inspiration, and fearlessness to go for such a bigger, better, and happier life because the people we tell it to will not let themselves do the same. So they do what most people do when they hear people talk such crazy talk. They try and shut you down. They try and raise doubts about you and your ability to achieve such a dream. My friend, they try and talk you out of your dream. They trivialize you in such talk because they can't get it and they won't get it. They ignore you and they'll keep ignoring you until you come back to them on their terms and you only talk about things they believe are possible for them. You talk about the things they always talk about that are in their, quote, what I accepted about my life comfort zone. Does that sound familiar, my friend? Good. You just need to know something important before we go on. You would not have the dreams you have, my friend, unless there is something inside of you right now. You could call it your soul, inner wisdom, God, the real you, or whatever name you want to give it. And that's inside of you wants you to have your dream. And most importantly, it knows you can have it. Knows you can have it because that's one of the reasons why you were born and came to this earth to live as you. You may not realize this about you, but you were born with the gifts, talents, and abilities to achieve this dream and unlimited other dreams you've not even found out about yet. How's that for amazing? I'm talking amazing you, my friend. So how do you keep any new dream of yours alive? It's easier than you think. Just do this. You keep it to yourself. Think of your new dream like a seed you've just planted in beautiful, fertile soil. If you tell others your dream too soon or to the wrong people who won't believe in you and your dream, it's like you've given them permission to reach down and pull your dream seed out of the ground and then throw it away. Throw it away so it will never grow or grow like it could and you want it to. You see, my friend, because your new dream is so fresh, so new, and so fragile, you're also very receptive and impressionable to any outside influences. Many of those outside influences and people, the very people you know, love, and trust, will try and talk you right out of your dream because you've let them and you've given them permission to do so by simply telling them your dream. I don't want you to do that. I want you to tell your dreams to the most important person you will ever know. I want you to tell your dreams to yourself. When you keep your dreams to yourself, it's like you've just given your dream seed a huge boost of fresh air, fresh water, fresh nutrients, and sunshine. And all of those things will make you and your new dream explode with growth and greatness, so it and you will become unstoppable. When you tell your dream to yourself and you keep it to yourself, you're doing something very important and powerful for your happiness and success. You're telling it to the number one person who will always support you and who will always believe in you. And that's you. By all means, tell the world when it's the right time, but only when it's the right time. Better yet, show the world, and you will know when it's the right time for that. There's an old bit of wisdom I love about keeping your dreams, goals, aspirations, inspirations, and future plans to yourself. And it goes something like this. You've got to call yourself great before the world will. If you've got the dream, my friend, and I know you do, then you can be 100% guaranteed that you've got the greatness inside of you right now to make it and every other dream you have happen. Never, ever forget this. Let's get the conversation started. I want to know, do you have a dream inside of you right now that you've never told anyone about? Thanks so much for watching and listening. For more inspiration, how-to, tips, and advice, please go to bobwolfnow.com. And you can listen to our Bob Wolf Show podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Thanks again. We'll see you soon. People mean well, they really do. They want to have time for you and they want to understand you. It's just that they don't know how. You see, their world and their thoughts all throughout the day and night is really about one thing, and that's them. More specifically, how they are trying to figure out themselves and their lives. It can be a constant challenge for every person you see, you meet, and you know. They're trying to figure out their lives, and so are you. So are all of us. Many people would like to think that after we reach our goals and get the things and success we want, then our lives will be much easier and much better. Then we wouldn't have to think so much about getting those things because we've already got them. Oh, yet when we get all the toys, all the accolades, all the stuff we dreamed would make us happy, you know what? We feel happier for only a little while, and then the newness and success quickly wears off. We feel this emptiness that no one ever told us would come, even if we got everything we want. It's a letdown. It feels like our life is still incomplete and missing something we can't quite put our finger on. So back to the drawing board we go. It's time to make a list of new things to get and new goals to achieve. And that's all well and good. By all means, have whatever you want and do whatever you desire to do. Just know the end result will always be the same. Unless and until you shift your actions from the getting to the giving. So what do I mean by that? When you give yourself away and you use what you've been blessed with to help make someone else's day a little brighter, bigger, happier, meaningful, and better, that's when you've hit the magic place in your life that will bring your life the meaning, purpose, fulfillment, and happiness that you've been searching for. So how do you do that? Well, you don't need a high-priced college degree for sure. And you don't need endless classes or courses. And you don't need the right connections or have to know the right people. You just need to start where you are. Everything, and I mean everything, you need to have the kind of life you dream of now and in the future is inside of you right now. Right now. Right at this very moment. You're already fully loaded and equipped to go anywhere and do anything and become a phenomenal success at it. While it's nice to have people who believe in you, cheer you on, and understand and appreciate you, they can't give it to you, and you don't need them to. So there, huge problem solved. Give people a break, my friend. They're just trying the best they can to figure out their lives, and so are you. No matter your age, no matter how much money or little money you have, no matter what you've achieved and done, and no matter what you're doing now and you want and will do in the future, you will never stop trying to figure it out. There's always a new dream and a new destination in the distance. You will always be called forward to something fresh and new that's inspiring you to find out more about it. Stay on your happy road, my friend. That's where your life is lived and loved. I'll see you just up ahead. Let's get the conversation started. I want to know, what are some of the things in your life right now that you're trying to figure out?
Thanks so much for watching and listening. For more inspiration, how-to, tips, and advice, please go to bobwolfnow.com. And you can listen to our Bob Wolf Show podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Thanks again. We'll see you soon. I have a question for you. What if you knew the one big thing that's been keeping you stuck living the life that you've been living? And just doing one simple thing could release you from the invisible chains that keep holding you back from having the kind of life you really want. Would you be interested in knowing how to do that? And what if I told you, with near 100% certainty, the one thing right now that's keeping you from having and living a happier life? Would you like to know what that one thing is? I think you would. So come on, follow me and I'll tell you. I had a talk with someone at the gym who is smart, witty, and articulate, and lived quite an amazing life. Some years ago. Then they experienced a traumatic event that threw their life into a tailspin. It's something
that they are still to this day trying to get over and move on from. Recently, I asked this person, what's keeping you from having the kind of life you really want? Days went by, and when I saw this person just recently, they came up to me and said, the F word. I looked at them and smiled and said, and what would that F word be? And they answered, failure. I would be afraid of failure. I thought about what they said for a moment and replied, so what would it feel like to fail? They said, I wouldn't like it. Everything I've done has been a failure. With a skeptical look, I answered, everything? Since your traumatic experience, there hasn't been one single thing that you've been successful at? They paused and thought about it for a few seconds. Are you talking about little successes? They answered. And I said, yes, the littlest success. If you took a sheet of paper and I asked you to write 10 things down, any 10 things that you've been successful at, you're telling me that you couldn't name any since your traumatic event? Okay, they answered. If you're talking small things, then of course I've had success. Good, I replied. So what if you change the thing you call failure and now call it feedback? Because everything you thought you failed at in the past has really been feedback to tell you if the thing you experienced is what you want or not what you want. Yet you needed to get that feedback so you could know what to do next and so you could get closer to what it is you wanted. They looked at me and said, what you just said cut a groove in my record. As in, what I just told them got etched into their thinking as a new way to look at the old thing that's been holding them back. Like I told them, and I'm now telling you, none of us will ever achieve the perfection of what we want. Each of us and everything we'll ever do are always never-ending works in progress. We're always receiving feedback so we can adjust our course, adjust our plans, and adjust our thinking so we can get to the dreams, the goals, and the things we want. My friend, the feedback never stops because we never stop. I'm going to tell you something straight up and let what I'm about to say cut a new groove in your record. You have never failed. Ever. Every so-called thing you think, believe, and have told yourself over and over again that was failure was simply this: you getting the feedback you needed at the time so you could adjust your thinking and your actions so you could get yourself to the next best place in your life. Always remember that. And that, my friend, is how you turn the F word into a good and powerful word. Let's get the conversation started. I want to know, do you have a fear of failure? Why do you have a fear of failure? Has it kept you stuck and stopped you from going after your dream? Thanks so much for watching and listening. For more inspiration, how-to, tips, and advice, please go to bobwolfnow.com. And you can listen to our Bob Wolf Show podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Thanks again. We'll see you soon. We've all been through them, haven't we? Incredibly unhappy times and events in our lives that just sucked big time. You will not meet one human being who, at some time in their life, has not gone through difficult moments. So why do some people come away from them better? And why do others come away from them bitter? I've got the answer, and I think it's one you're going to want to hear. I recently met a wonderful woman for the first time at one of my favorite restaurants, and it didn't take long for me to realize this woman had lived quite the extraordinary life. She was quite accomplished in many ways. Then something happened. I didn't prod her for details because that's none of my business, but surprisingly, she did reveal some things that gave me some insight into understanding her better. When she told me that she went through a time of packing up her belongings, leaving an old state for a new one, and even having to live in a homeless center, I was surprised at how such a brilliant woman could find herself in such a situation. When she told me that there was a time when she even had to sleep in her car, I answered, "Good." That stunned her. "Good," she replied with a look of surprise, as in, how can something like having to sleep in your car ever be considered good? As we had the chance to talk a little more in depth a few minutes later, and she told me more about her and her life's journey, I knew she had already come so far, like we all have, because each one of us has had to go through tough times before we could get to the good times. When she was finished talking, I looked at her and smiled and then said, "You've come a long way already. One day soon, you will look back at sleeping in your car and all you've gone through, and you'll say, 'Thank you, God, for letting me go through that, because it got me to where I needed to go, and did so far faster than I ever could have done so if I had to do it on my own and not having gone through such tough things.' In other words, just relax and smile, because you're going to thank God later." You see, there are no accidents in this life of ours. She smiled and we both agreed. What a blessing it was to go through such things, because all of it has made her an even more amazing person. So am I saying each of us needs to go through unhappiness in order to find happiness? Of course not. God, the universe, spirit, or whatever name you feel most happy calling our Creator, uses such events as powerful teaching moments for our best good. In fact, I want you to pause for a moment and do this. Look back on your life. Pick any unhappy event you experienced, and with few exceptions, you will see that you were getting subtle hints that you needed to make some changes long before the unhappy event happened. You did, didn't you? Hey, we all did. When we listen to our inner wisdom and then move in the direction of taking action based on what that wisdom is guiding us to do, then whatever changes we make seem far less sudden, intense, and shocking, and we stay happier on the way to us being better. It's when we try and drown out that voice of wisdom inside of us, and we try to ignore it and turn it down. That's when we delay the inevitable decision we know we are going to have to make. That's when a big event, or even many of them, happen all at once or one after the other. That's when we kick and scream as we're going through the unhappiness of change. And if we allow it, it can turn us bitter. And for far too many people, the bitterness of things that are happening to them, even if it's for their best good, can derail their happiness. They can let it delay their life and the time it takes to get to the better life they want. And it can keep them stuck in an unhappy, success-repelling funk for years, if not decades. My friend, here's the good news. That's not going to happen to you. You see, you are smart. You are wise. You are enlightened. And you're now going to be living your life with the sun lighting your steps on your success road, calling you forward, upward, and onward. Just remember, whenever anything uncomfortable happens in your life, stand back for a few seconds and just ask yourself these 3 words: bitter or better. You, my friend, are always going to choose better. Let's get the conversation started. I want to know, what was one of the toughest things you've ever gone through, and how did it change you and make you better? Thanks so much for watching and listening. For more inspiration, how-to, tips, and advice, please go to bobwolfnow.com. And you can listen to our Bob Wolf Show podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Thanks again. We'll see you soon. Asking the wrong people for advice is a sure way to crush your dreams and goals quickly. Here's why. Following one's dreams isn't for everyone. That's why so few do it. Telling your plans to the wrong people makes them very uncomfortable. You want to change your life and be bigger and better. They want you to stay the same, and they want you to be like them. So they'll doubt what you say, disapprove of what you do, and try to make you feel guilty for being so different. My friend, don't be weak. Don't let others influence you like that. There's a better way to live. Take control of your thinking and emotions and become the director of your life. Study the lives of successful people and you'll find their attitude, the right attitude, is a huge reason for their success. You won't rise to any great success or accomplishment and stay there without having the right attitude. What's that attitude? A positive no limits attitude. A being respectful and caring for others attitude, the I'm grateful and thankful for everything in my life attitude, the I'll never be defeated attitude. Those attitudes make you soar. Start living your life like that and all kinds of great things start happening for you in ways you never imagined possible. Doors will open. Opportunities will come your way. You'll meet the right people at just the right time. Do that and watch how the best things and experiences start coming into your life. Here is a yes or no question for you. Do you have a lot of things you keep thinking about that you'd really love to do? Oh, you answered yes, did you? Okay, here's another question for you. Of those things you keep thinking you'd really love to do, how many of them have you been thinking about for more than 1 year? Or more than 2 years? If you answered yes to any of the above, then I want you to stay tuned because what I'm about to tell you is one of the biggest reasons why you're not doing them and you won't do them unless and until you do this. My friend, your energy and your power is much too scattered. There, I said it. Time after time, I meet people who tell me their dreams and goals and their I'd love to do things. Without any doubt, one of the biggest reasons they haven't done them yet is because their power is too scattered.
their power is too diluted. Their power is not concentrated and strong enough and honed like a beam and pointed to the thing they most want. I want you to think of your mind power like the most powerful beam of light. You can take that light and scatter it, and it will light up a baseball, football, or soccer stadium. Take that same light and now focus it intensely on one thing, and it will burn right through a piece of wood. That's the kind of power you need to reach your most important goals and dreams quickly. Sure, you can have lots of interest and things you'd like to do, and we all have them. And that's like taking your light and lighting your stadium. Yet choose 1, 2, or 3 of the most inspiring things right now on your like-to-do list and just focus your thinking and actions on just those 1, 2, or 3 things. When you do that, now your light beam burns through those obstacles and roadblocks and clears the path for you to reach your dreams of having those 1, 2, or 3 most inspiring things so quickly. It really will make that much of a difference. The hardest thing for most people is taking their big list of want-tos and deciding the top 3 they want to focus on first. So many people mistakenly believe that if they're forced to pick only 3 things, then they won't be able to do all the other things on their dreams and goals list. Not so. All we're having you do is this. Just choose the top 3 things that you keep thinking about the most right now, and then starting from where you are by focusing on those top 3 things and moving towards them. All the other things you want to do are going to stay right where they are on your list. They are not going anywhere. Yet, some of those other things in your list may change because it's normal and it's natural that some old goals fall off of our to-do list because they no longer interest us. And when that happens, new goals get put on our to-do list in their place because the new things now interest us more. You'll be coming back to your dreams and goal list after your top 3 most inspiring things are accomplished. And that's just one of the exciting things about doing this. As you see and feel yourself achieving your top 3 things, it's going to get you excited. I mean, really excited. So much so that without anyone forcing you to, you'll want to do more and more to get your top 3 goals achieved even quicker. And the reason is, you know you have the next top 3 things on your list just waiting for you, and you cannot wait to start accomplishing them. Doing this will help you to become simply irresistible and unstoppable. You will experience such power you never even knew existed inside of you, but it does. And so do other powers that you're going to soon discover. One of the most powerful and fun ways to release those powers inside of you is to simply choose the top 3 things that are inspiring you the most right now, and then focus only on them and begin to make them happen. I want you to get ready because you're about to have so much fun. Let's get the conversation started. I want to know, what are the 3 things inspiring you the most right now, and why do you want them to happen? Thanks so much for watching and listening. For more inspiration, how-to, tips, and advice, please go to bobwolfnow.com. And you can listen to our Bob Wolf Show podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Thanks again. We'll see you soon. do this one thing and watch how many people start chasing after you. We crave so much to be wanted, needed, and appreciated. It's almost like it's hardwired into our brains, and it just may be. Having people love us and appreciate us is a good thing. We all need it. Yet, it's when you let yourself become too easily swayed, too easily convinced, and too quickly impressed, that's when we trip up our lives. Here's how to not let that happen. Once you begin to know your true value and self-worth, it will take a lot for anything or anyone to really impress you. I've noticed something interesting in myself and in others that I have to share with you. It's this. The more our self-esteem gets stronger and more sure, the more it takes to impress us. As our self-image and esteem rise, the more people, places, and things have to really stand out and resonate with us before they begin to even register as impressive. And they really have to be something spectacular and amazing before we'll act on them. This can be a really great thing for us. Why? Because our lives are precious and priceless. The time we've been blessed with on this earth adventure we're on becomes recognized by us as incredibly valuable. And if anyone, any place, or anything is going to use any of our precious time, talents, and money, then it's got to jump through some major hoops and inspire us to really, and I mean really, want it before we'll spend any of our precious resources to acquire it or experience it. This hit home for me recently, and I want to tell you about it. I've been going back and forth for the longest time, or so it seems, about a decision of where I'd like to relocate to next. In fact, I was getting ready to go back for a visit to one of those places. And here's what I was going back and forth on. On one hand, there's this famous music city where I've lived a number of times over the years. It's a great place. I've been thinking over and over if it would be the best decision for me to move back there again because of all the perceived and imagined opportunities, and because I've lived there so many times before that it feels comfortable and a bit like home. On the other hand, as I was driving on this one afternoon that I was writing this down to you, and it was just being a couple of days before my flight and visit there, just out of the blue, I repeated out loud to myself in my car, "It's not like I've got to move back there a sixth time because 5 times weren't enough." As I said those words out loud, I broke out laughing as I realized how silly such thinking was. And then I told myself this: when I go back to visit and while I'm there, if it doesn't really impress me or make me think, I really miss this place so much that I've got to get back here as soon as possible, then it's time to consider other places that could be even better. And that's what I want you to do. And here's what I want you to try. For anyone, any place, or anything that you've been wrestling around with in your head as to what I should do or not do about it or them, I want you to step back from those thoughts and have a conversation with yourself. I want you to let the wiser you that's inside of you talk to you. Let it tell you that you deserve the happiest and best life. And then let it whisper to you where it is. And I want you to listen to it tell you, you don't have to settle for second or third best, or the choices, experiences, and the things that you really don't want, and those you don't truly desire in your heart of hearts. Having those kinds of talks with yourself is life-changing in the most unexpected and wonderful of ways. And each day, keep turning up the volume knob on your self-confidence, your self-esteem, your faith, and your belief in yourself. And not only will you get what you want, it's going to be bigger and better than you can imagine. Let's get the conversation started. I want to know, how is your self-esteem right now, and what do you think you can do to make it even better? Thanks so much for watching and listening. For more inspiration, how-to, tips, and advice, please go to bobwolfnow.com. And you can listen to our Bob Wolf Show podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Thanks again. We'll see you soon. Why you keep sabotaging your success by you doing this one thing. I had not seen him in a long time. He was a young and smart, hard-working guy. I wondered what happened to him and if he found another job other than the one at the restaurant where he worked and I frequented. On a recent visit to the restaurant, there he was, and he just got promoted. After he told me the great news, I told him, "Congratulations, you deserve it." "I'd like to believe so," he answered, or something like that. And then I thought about what he had said as I watched his body language and words he spoke as he began to walk away, and then it dawned on me. He doesn't believe he deserves success he's worked so hard for. All of this reminds me of a William Gilbert quote that says, "You have no idea what a poor opinion I have of myself and how little I deserve it." He's not alone. You may feel the same. What do you say we change that, starting right now? So many people will work so long and so hard to reach a goal they've wanted, and when they finally get it, something inside of them will question themselves and bring up feelings of, "Who are you fooling? You know you don't deserve this." Has that happened to you? Has it happened once? Twice? Often? Here's what I'll bet. It's happened more than you'd like to admit. If it has, wow, are you in good company, my friend, because it's happened to all of us. Even in the most outwardly successful and confident people you will ever meet, remains this little voice in the background in their head that whispers to them, "Are you sure you can do this? Are you sure you deserve this? Yes, you can do it, and yes, you deserve it." Now I'm going to tell you who that little voice inside of your head is. That little voice is the little tyrant called your ego. No matter your wealth or success or accomplishments, it will always try to convince you that achieving those things isn't so special after all, and that you're not really as great as you think you are. And that voice inside of you telling those things is a liar. It's a liar. Whenever you hear that little rascal trying to get your attention and speak to you, my friend, you have two choices. You can stop and listen to it and follow along with the conversation it wants you to have with it, or you can tell it to shut the F up and that I don't have any time for you right now or in the future. It's amazing how just telling it to shut the F up
actually does shut it up. It's even more amazing what happens to your ego. So let's get to the bigger message in all of this. For every success or good thing that happens for you, to you, by you, or because of you, actually, you have divine power inside of you that's always helping you. So just keep that in mind. I want you to remind yourself, I deserve it, so I will wear it well. Not only do you deserve all of it, you deserve so much more. And each and every latest and greatest success you're having is just the beginning of the good things about to come your way. Be humble, be grateful, and be thankful about all of your success and blessings. Share them with others whenever and wherever you can. Encourage others because they too have things they are devoting their time and their life to achieving right now at this moment in their lives. Just like you, just like me, just like each one of us. My friend, you deserve every good thing that comes your way. You deserve your success, and you will always deserve your success. Starting today, I want you to do things a little different. Starting today, I want you to wear it well. Let's get the conversation started. I want to know, do you think you deserve to have and be a success? I want you to tell me why, or why not.
Thanks so much for watching and listening. For more inspiration, how-to, tips, and advice, please go to bobwolfnow.com. And you can listen to our Bob Wolf Show podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Thanks again. We'll see you soon. You are so close to the success you want, you just don't know it. We all go through times in our lives when we've worked long and hard and nothing happens. Don't be fooled by appearances. A lot is happening behind the scenes. Success happens at just the right time and not a moment too late or too soon. For any goal or dream to happen, the right people, timing, and events need to be ready first. The waiting for other people can be tough. Our goals and dreams are important and we want them to happen on our time and in our way. It just doesn't happen like that. You feel like giving up. You tell yourself, if it hasn't happened by now, it's probably not going to happen. Whenever you think like that, imagine the universe playing a fun game with you. The author Napoleon Hill talked about the importance of staying with it and not giving up. He told the story of how the universe likes to test us just to find out how committed we are to whatever it is we want. Think of it like separating those with just an interest from those with a burning desire. It's a big difference. Lots of people just have interest. Fewer people have a strong desire, especially an unstoppable desire. People with just interest will easily give up what they desire if they're put through tough times or the wait is too long. It's those with a strong desire. Those are the ones you've got to watch out for because they won't be stopped. In their eyes, every no is just one step closer to the yes that they want. Is that you? I think it is. Or you wouldn't be here watching and listening to this right now. As you move toward your goals, you'll constantly be adjusting your plans. That's exactly what you want to do. Imagine your brain having an autopilot just like an airplane. Your goal is your destination. It's the place you want to arrive. When your goal is set, you've just pre-programmed your brain's autopilot. You've given it a target and destination to take you to. With the target pre-programmed to reach, your brain will constantly correct and adjust itself. Think of it as your flight path until you reach the arrival destination. And you will always arrive, either to that destination or someplace even better. That's your fabulous brain, the greatest and most marvelous supercomputer ever created, and it's already inside of you right now. Keep your goal and dream in mind. Keep adjusting your course. Never give up, and you will always reach your goal. Ever wonder why some people seem so blessed and prospered at everything they do? One thing after the other, they just keep getting rewarded here, there, and everywhere. Yes, there are many things that can contribute to those kinds of people being prospered at every turn along life's road. Yet, there is one thing that they will never neglect to do that prospers them and keeps them prospered each and every day. And you can easily do it too. Let me tell you what that is. Giving is the one thing you can do today that will immediately begin to change your life today. So what do I mean by giving? Giving anything you have that helps make the life of someone else a little better. Does it have to be money? No. Does it have to be lavish or expensive? No. Does it have to be big? No. It can be your time, talents, or even a kind and complimentary and encouraging word. It can be a simple thank you that so few people get from others each day. It can be your caring and listening ears to let someone talk to you about what's going on in their life right now. People are starved for someone who sincerely cares about them and will take the time just to listen to them. Giving can be anything you can think of that makes you feel good when you do it for others. So, if giving is so easy, which it is, and giving is so positively and powerfully life-changing, which it is, then why do so few people do it? I'll tell you. Because they live most of their life focused on two things: themselves and what they can get from someone else. My friend, flip that around and your life will flip around in some of the most amazing and wonderful ways you've ever experienced. That's right, start focusing on others and what you can give to them. So why does just the act of giving change lives? All right, let me make that change your life. Because life, the universe, God, infinite intelligence, or whatever name you like to call it, created us for each other, to help each other, to care for each other, to uplift each other, to encourage and inspire each other, to listen and to talk to each other, to need each other, to love each other, to live our lives for each other. And when you start doing those things, this amazing universe rewards you greatly and never-endingly. I like to play a fun game with the universe that I call the surprise game. I like giving and surprising others when they least expect it. And I do it for two reasons. Number one, it makes someone else feel good and makes their day and life a little better in some way. And number two, it brings so much joy and happiness to my life just by doing it and watching the positive effects it has on other people. Yet that simple act of caring and giving doesn't stop there, my friend. Oh no, the universe is just getting started. I can just imagine the cosmic conversation the universe is having with itself
and those who are a part of it. Ha! Look at that Bob Wolf. He just gave that person and those people who are working at that restaurant where he's eating a nice tip, and they didn't expect it. And it's money they can use right now at this time in their lives, and he helped them when they needed it and could use it most. He thinks his giving just stopped right there. Ha! Is he in for a big surprise? A great big nice surprise. What do you say, let's show him how other people are going to give to him in ways he never expected, and it's going to make him happy. Yeah, we've been watching you, our Bobby boy, and we know you love to do this kind of thing a lot. But come on. My goodness, you've got to know by now that try as much and as often as you want, you are never, ever going to outgive the universe, who loves rewarding anyone who gives back to those who are in it. Can you imagine that conversation, something like that? Man, I can, because I feel it happening in my life all the time. Yes, just ask anyone who does it, and they will tell you the same. So here's what I want you to do, my friend. This week, give a little more of yourself and your blessings to others. Surprise them, and then watch what happens. At the end of the week, take a piece of paper and write down their reactions, the things they said, and the things that happened to you and for you. Then come back here. Give yourself to us. Make no mistake, my friend, because you are about to be blessed big time. Let's get the conversation started. I want to know what kinds of things and what are your favorite things to give to others. Thanks so much for watching and listening. For more inspiration, how-to, tips, and advice, please go to bobwolfnow.com. And you can listen to our Bob Wolf Show podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Thanks again. We'll see you soon. You know what we're great at? Compromising and settling for less than what we want. Why do we do it? Have you done it? How'd you feel? If the answer is less than happy, then here's a great way to keep you focused, keep you strong, and keep you right on track. First, understand the value of people in your life. They can be some of your best teachers. Those people are comfortable when we do two things: be like them and stay like them. Small differences are accepted. Big differences bring disapproval. Making compromises and accepting less than what you want in your life just to please them is no fun. You're playing a pretend game and never letting yourself be who you really are. So what if you gave all that stuff up and just didn't care anymore what anyone said or thought about you? How freeing and liberating would that be? There's a great old quote I want to share with you, and it goes, "What you think of me is none of my business." Imagine living more of your life like that. Imagine not caring so much what others think. Something very interesting happens when you do that. People stop criticizing you. They begin respecting you. They start admiring you, and then they want to be like you.
You're now making decisions best for you. Your life becomes extraordinary. Too many people will trade a lifetime of happiness just to get the approval of other people. Good thing you're not going to be like them. Think of the people who've been in your life. Which ones most influenced you? What did they do that made such a difference? Did they care about you, believe in you, value you, encourage you, listen and talk to you, inspire you, guide and instill values in you, want the best for you, love you? Pick any of those things, and none of them cost money. Zig Ziglar once said a lot of people have gone further than they thought they could because someone else thought they could. The people who made a difference in your life saw something in you that you didn't see and you didn't know or believe you had. They saw your potential and they saw your value. My friend, your value isn't determined by a college degree, prestigious title, social media accomplishments, or walls of awards. Many people who have those things are still searching for the next validation from others. When you look to others for your self-worth, you're looking in the wrong places and wrong faces because your value is always found inside of you. It may have been years since you've received positive words or encouragement from anyone. Those you loved and who believed in you and loved you unconditionally may have passed or moved on and out of your life. Of course, you miss them and how they made you feel. So is there anything you can do to recapture those good feelings of encouragement back in your life, even if it's been years ago? Yes, you're going to like what I'm about to tell you. Whenever you have those times, and we all do, of questioning, who am I? What do I want to do? What's the meaning and purpose of it all? Go back to your favorite places where you love being when you felt really happy. Remember back to those wonderful people who were in your life at that time. Imagine them being with you right now. Imagine living those happy experiences with them all over again as if it's happening right now. Your brain, which creates your emotions, doesn't know the difference between a real or an imagined thought. When you imagine happy words and times from your past, your brain thinks and believes that they are happening right now and will create those happy feelings inside of you right now. Imagine your favorite moments with your favorite people, those who really love, believe, and encourage you and make you feel so good. See those encouraging and loving smiles on their faces again as they love being with you and near you. Listen to the words they say as they brag about you to other people because they are so happy for you and so incredibly proud of you. Listen to them speak the words that always make you feel so happy, so loved, and so good whenever you hear them. I promise, if you'll do this, it will seem as real to you as you watching this video and listening to these words I'm speaking to you right now. There is great power in doing this, and it can change your life in quick and stunning ways. But we're not finished yet. There's one more thing I want you to do. Help change someone else's life. Be their positive light of hope and encouragement just like others were to you. Tell them good, uplifting, encouraging, and positive words. Give them a piece of you from all the wisdom you have learned so far on your life's journey, and share something you believe can help them move their life forward in a good and positive way. The greatest gift someone gave to you was not money. Now pass it on, and you give that same greatest gift to the people you meet. Got a big decision? Do you ever feel stuck? Ever feel like you have questions and you just can't find the answers? We all do. Yet, haven't you found that the more you think about trying to find the answers, the slower they seem to come? So what can you do whenever you have times like these? Something the brilliant Leonardo da Vinci said to do. In a moment, I'll tell you what it is. People often think and look for answers from where they are, yet being in the same place day after day can stop inspiring you, and after a while, You need a change. Think about it. If you keep staying where you are, you'll keep being reminded of where you are and what's keeping you feeling stuck. The very thing you're wanting to change and break free of. If that's been you, then it's time to start thinking like Leonardo da Vinci. In essence, da Vinci tells us to get away from where we are and not just a few blocks or miles away. Go some distance away. Here's what he said. Every now and then go away. Have a little relaxation. For when you come back to your work, your judgment will be sure, since to remain constantly at work will cause you to lose power of judgment. Go some distance away, because then the work appears smaller, and more of it can be taken in at a glance, and the lack of harmony and proportion is more readily seen. It works, and I can prove it to you. Think back to a time in your life when you just felt slammed at work, school, or in a relationship. You felt stuck and in a funk. Then you got away. Maybe it was just a quick road trip or a flight somewhere that got you out of town. You relaxed. You put yourself in a fresh and different setting and location. You chilled and unwinded. You felt better. You felt relaxed and less stressed. You started feeling differently, and you started thinking differently. And all you did was get away from the place and things that were stressing you. And when you returned home, what happened? The stuff you left days ago didn't change, but you did. And when you changed, so did your perception and understanding of all those other things change too. The great author Wayne Dyer once said, "Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change." Give yourself the gift of the getaway and do it often. How you can have the one hit that can change your life forever. It takes just one hit record to change your life forever, and you don't need to be a music star or a songwriter to do it. Your hit record can be anything you desire and dream of achieving, but you have to do one thing. You got to stay with it and keep moving forward, no matter how many times you feel beaten down and you want to quit, because you just never know when your hit record is about to happen for you. My friend, you are born to succeed, and you are born for greatness and wonderful experiences and great things happening for you. Now, let me tell you how you can have your own hit record. My friend, I want to tell you a story about how never giving up can change your life forever. I've been in the music and book publishing business for many years now. When I first moved to Nashville right after college and started working in the music business, it was a time of great elation and one of great unhappiness too. Great elation because I was meeting many of the biggest stars in music, and great unhappiness because of a relationship that really wasn't the best experience. In the book writing world, I vividly remember those lean and trying times when I got the dream book deal with a major publisher I wanted for so long. Yet, the money I received from it didn't last very long. But I kept writing. Years have gone by, and many deals have happened, and deals have fell through. Promises were made, and promises weren't kept. Yet I kept writing, and I kept playing. And gratefully and thankfully, I keep getting better and better. Thank you, God. And I didn't quit. Years later, in the most unexpected of ways, things began happening. After I leave Nashville and go to work for a big touring entertainment company, I arrive in Los Angeles, and days later, I rent a car to go meet Joe Weider. He's the famed, legendary fitness publisher of magazines, supplements, and equipment. I had never met Joe, and I walk into his office without anyone knowing until I got there, so I can just invite him to our show at the LA Sports Arena. Some minutes later, I meet Joe for the first time, and I'm as nervous as I can be. Unexpectedly, he asks me, "Can you write?" I tell him I can write letters. He says he's getting a good impression from me, and he wants me to write something for him. I ask him, What should I write about? He tells me, write about anything you want. I just want to see what you can do. So I do. I write about motivation, be it how to stay motivated in your exercise workouts, your job, your relationship, and your life. Learning how to stay motivated and improve yourself. Wow, life can do that for you when you've gone through a tough time. I handwrite what Joe Weider asked me to write for him on pages of lined paper, and then I rent another car to drive hours up from San Diego to Woodland Hills, California, just so I can give it to him. And I do. He asks me to write my contact information on the paper I give to him, and I do. I write my mom's telephone number. Days later, I get word from the entertainment company office I work for to call my mom because it's important. So I call my mom and she says, Bob, do you know who just called here? Joe Weider, and he wants you to call him. Now, you be sure to call him right away. Ha, just like the best mom would do, right? I love you, Mom. A few days later, when I had the opportunity in Sacramento, you see, we played a new major city almost every week, and we were traveling, so I had very little time to make any kind of calls or do anything like that. So when we arrive in Sacramento, I call Joe. His secretary puts me on hold. Then Joe answers. He tells me, Bob, I read your article and I love it. I'm going to tell you 3 things, so listen closely. Number 1, I want to give you a monthly column in Muscle and Fitness magazine. Number 2, I want you to write for all of my magazines. Number 3, you have a full-time job working for me here in Los Angeles as soon as you leave your job. That was just one of my hit records that I never expected. Here's another. I co-write, co-produce, and play guitar on the song about Bruce Lee for the Warner Brothers documentary film about Bruce Lee, and that film, with our music on it, wins first place in the short film category at the Toronto Film Festival. How about another? I co-write the life story of one of the greatest songwriters in the world, named Diane Warren, with Diane Warren. How about another? One of the books I wrote that has my dog Cody on the front cover is titled God Makes My Little Tail Wiggle, and it becomes a #1 bestseller on Amazon. And this is only a handful of the hit records that have happened for me, and more are on the way. My friend, I tell you all of this not to brag. Not at all, not at all, not at all. I just want you to know that if you keep doing the things you love and those things that you are inspired and called to, then God, life, the universe, and whatever you like calling it, is going to reward you in ways you never expected and in ways you never even imagined. My friend, you've just got to stay with it and don't quit. You may not know when it's going to happen. All you need to know is that it will happen. And in the time, in the place, and in the way that it's supposed to happen for you. You've got a project that I want you to put on your to-do list this week. You're going to be clearing out a space on a shelf and a wall, and that's where you'll be putting your hit records when they start arriving in your life. Be assured, your hit record will arrive and it's going to happen for you. And be even more assured that the hit record you want and all the many others to follow are now on the way to you. Each day, I want you to take a moment and look at that shelf and that wall and just imagine the successes that you want as already being there and you already having achieved them. Imagine how good it feels to think about what you've accomplished. Imagine how happy you are that you overcame the naysayers and the obstacles and those who never believed in you to accomplish what people never believed you could experience or achieve. Imagine how great you now feel, knowing that not only did you achieve all of this, yet this is just the beginning of the great things about to happen for you. My friend, can I tell you something? Once you start doing that, you're going to need a bigger wall. You're going to need more shelves because your hit records are about to come to you nonstop and so fast, it is going to be amazing. And I, for one, am so excited for you because I cannot wait to read your next hit record story soon. Let's get the conversation started. I want to know, what kinds of gifts, talents, and abilities do you have that come so easy for you that whenever you do them, they always make you happy? Hey, thanks so much for watching and listening. For more inspiration, how-to, tips, and advice, please go to bobwolfnow.com, and you can listen to our Bob Wolf Show podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Thanks again. I look forward to seeing you soon. Do you desire to have and enjoy the good things in life? Is money a big deal to you? Ask yourself this: has my desire for more money been greater than my receiving of more money? If the answer is yes, then the story I'm about to tell you has the power to change your finances and life. Years ago, I had the opportunity to live in Japan. During that time, I met a man who was one of Japan's wealthiest people. On 2 different occasions, I had the rare opportunity to visit with this man at one of his villas in Kyoto, Japan. The place was beautiful, as you can imagine it would be for a man and family worth so much money. But the real beauty was hidden. Inside the basement of one of their homes was an art gallery filled with many of the rarest paintings and art in the world. Monet, Picasso, Rembrandt, Buffett, Dali, and so many others. The paintings had to be easily worth millions of dollars. As I stood only feet away from them, I couldn't help but being awed by what I was experiencing. It was during one of my visits to his villa that I was invited to a tea ceremony with this rich man. With just the 2 of us, along with the tea server and translator, I was about to learn one of life's greatest lessons. As I stood inches from this man and looked at him in admiration, I asked myself, why was this man so successful? Was he that different from me and anyone else? Physically, no. Mentally, yes. For the first time, I realized something powerful. He and I were similar. We both had 2 arms and 2 legs, 2 eyes, 2 ears, and 1 mouth. I was taller than him by at least a foot. I was younger, faster, and stronger. I kept asking myself, why is this man so successful when most others aren't? Then it hit me. It's because he's different from the eyes up. His thinking and belief was different from others. He didn't put any limits on his life. He believed he was worthy of experiencing fabulous opportunities and accomplishments, and he was living them every day. Of course, he has fears and doubts like all of us. He just didn't listen to them. His self-belief and desire for a better life overcame fearful thinking and obstacles. Maybe you've been doubting yourself too much. Maybe you've been knocked down a time or 2 and have gone through tough times when you thought about giving up on your dreams. Don't you do it. Your dream has never given up on you. The funds may be low and you may barely have enough money to do the things you want to do, but that's not going to be your future. Right now, you are rich beyond your wildest imagination, and I will prove it to you. What if I told you, I'll give you $2 million, but you wouldn't be able to use your legs? Would you take the money? Okay. What if I said, I'll give you another $2 million, but you won't be able to use your arms again? Would you take the money? I bet you said no to both questions, didn't you? My friend, look at you. You're already worth $4 million, and I'm just getting started. Let this sink in. You are already worth a fortune, Now let's flip that and say, I'm already worth millions of dollars. The new life you can have is so far beyond anything you've ever experienced. I've seen it firsthand from my Japanese mentor and from many other celebrities I've met. If that life is possible for them, it's possible for you. Start dreaming and seeing yourself having that kind of life right now. You've got to dream it, see it, and believe yourself living the life you want before it will happen for you. How fun would your life be with more friends in it? You can have that. Years ago, Dale Carnegie wrote a classic best-selling book called How to Win Friends and Influence People. The book is one of the best books you'll find on how to be a friend and make friends. Here's a quote from it. You can make more friends in 2 months by becoming more interested in other people than you can in 2 years trying to get people interested in you. While having friends makes your life better, becoming your own best friend changes your life. The author Louis L'Amour once said, I am somebody, I am me, I like being me, and I need nobody to make me somebody. Many people spend much of their lives in search of validation and acceptance from others and trying to become other people's best friend. Yet they'll spend very little time becoming their own best friend. In life, we don't attract what we want. We attract who and what we are. People quickly pick up the vibe of who you are by what you believe and project. People just sense it. As you start being good to yourself and treating yourself like the best friend you are, people will notice it. They'll want to be around you. You'll start attracting quality people into your life, and quality people make quality friends. So how can you become your own best friend? It's simple. Think of how you would want a best friend to treat you. They'd believe in you. They'd trust in you. They'd accept you for who and what you are. They'd encourage you. They'd make you feel great about yourself, and they could care less about how much money or things you had. All they would care about is you. That's what you call a true friend. That's what you call a best friend. And that's the kind of friend you deserve. And that's the kind of friend who's inside of you right now. Allow that friend to come out and play. It's the best friend who will be with you for the rest of your life. I'm going to tell you the one thing you keep doing right now that's making you unhappy. You know, I was surprised at what I was reading just recently. I was on Google. What people around the world were searching for, and do you want to know what that is? How to be happy again. Maybe you're one of them. So how can that be? We have good food to eat, nice clothes to wear, lots of things to do, nice places to live, cool cars to drive, and all that stuff. So many things are available to us right now. Hundreds of years ago, people never had all those kinds of things or in such abundance. So how is it that so many people are living in a world of plenty, yet they feel so empty? I can tell you, people keep looking outside of themselves for their value and worth, and it will never be found there. There's a cool story I heard that I want to tell you. It goes something like this. One day, the powers of the universe were having a conversation, and they began talking about all the riches on the earth. If they made all the riches too easy for people to find, they knew people wouldn't appreciate them, that they'd take them for granted. So they wanted to hide the greatest power and riches of all. The question was, where? One of the universal powers said they should hide it in the bottom of the oceans. The other powers chimed in and said, nah, you can't hide it there because people would eventually find it. Another one said, let's hide it in the stars and the planets. And the other powers said, no, not there because eventually people would travel through space and find them. Finally, one of the powers said, let's hide the greatest power and riches in a place people would never think to look. And that is inside of each of us. And that's what they did. And that's where yours is right now, inside of you. It's just waiting for you to recognize it. And then believe enough in yourself to use it. Use it to achieve anything you can hope for, desire, and dream of. Use it to help make other people's lives better. Use it to give you the life you want. Use it to give you the happiness you want that you've been looking to others for. My friend, I want to tell you something. You were born with everything you need to do and have anything you want. My friend, I want to tell you something. You were born with everything you need to do and have anything you want in your life. My friend, you were born great. You were born a masterpiece. You are great. You are a masterpiece right now. You were born being a one-of-a-kind, never-to-be-repeated genius with astounding gifts, talents, and abilities. So don't you dare ever doubt yourself again. You see, you are worthy, you are valuable, you are so needed and wanted at this moment, and you are so loved. So go forth and shine your light, my friend, because I need you and the world needs you. Let's get the conversation started. I want to know, do you look to others for their approval of you so you can feel good about yourself? And if you do, how does that make you feel whenever you do it? I'm going to tell you how doubting yourself right now is making you strong in ways you never even realized. I want you to let this quote sink in. Doubt whom you will, but never yourself. That was said by Christian Bovee many years ago, and it probably rings true with you today. It rings true with so many of us. We all have doubts about decisions, things, and ourselves, and that's completely normal and natural. It's when your second guessing of yourself keeps you from doing the things and making the changes in your life that you want. Now that's what keeps you stuck. It's time to get you unstuck. Recently, I was having lunch at one of my favorite restaurants, and the general manager, who was a wonderful person and friend, came over to where I was eating and sat down. She wanted to talk about a decision she was getting ready to make about changing jobs. It turns out the other team members were planning on leaving too. When she asked one of those people why they were leaving, the person told her it was because of the environment, the work environment there, and they also told her that it had nothing to do with her. She wasn't so sure if she believed it. She was questioning herself, if that was really true and that maybe she was just a terrible manager. The truth is, she's not a terrible manager. She's an excellent manager, and people like her a lot. So much so that many of them will quit if she quits. What she was experiencing was second-guessing herself. Second-guessing yourself about making a decision, making a change, doing something new, doing something different, or doing something you're afraid to do. Think back to a time when you felt like that. Whenever you make changes in your life, you feel vulnerable and unsure. We all do. You'll keep questioning yourself and asking others for validation that you're doing the right thing and you're making the best and right decision. You'll look for people, things, events, and signs to talk you out of what you want and what you're thinking and planning to do. Have you ever done that? I have. I know lots of people who do too. And you know what? All of that can be a great thing because it makes you look at things and get clarity about if what you're thinking of and doing is really the thing you want to do. If it is, you're going to be shaky before you get strong. But I want you to feel the fear and do it anyway. Change is always scary, even if it's just a tiny bit scary. So you just gotta stay with it. The fear you feel is normal and it's natural. You're simply in the tunnel of fear right now. Once you come out of the tunnel, and it will happen very soon, you will have grown so much and you will have become such a bigger and better person. You are now about to live a new chapter of your life and one you're going to be happy about and so proud of. I want you to congratulate yourself because you did it. I always knew you could, and you know what, my friend? So did you. Let's get the conversation started. I want to know, how many times have you felt afraid to do something yet you stayed with it, you felt the fear, and you did not quit? How did that make you feel? You ever feel like nobody cares if you live? You ever feel like you don't belong to the world you live in? Do you feel like an outcast? Do you feel like nobody gets you or understands you? I want you to smile if you do, because you belong to a very exclusive and rare group of people. People who are being called to do something extraordinary And you, my friend, are one of those people right now. Let me show you how you can become the majestic wild horse that you were created to be. You know, I talk to a lot of people who are feeling like you. They feel so alone. They feel so out of place. They feel like they have few friends and people they can talk to. And they want friends. They want people in their lives. So they try to get along and hide who they are and what they really are. And doing so makes them feel so unhappy. To them and to you I say, stop putting fences around yourself where there were not any fences before. You do that by listening to other people. You do that by trying to fit into a crowd you don't belong in. You do that by lowering yourself, your dreams, your goals, your standards, your expectations, your beliefs, and your acceptance to what others want. It's what they want and not what you want. Think of the wild horse. They're happy with their head held up and tail held high because they're living the life they were born for. They're happy and free because they're living their life they've been created for, and they're always being called to live. Put that wild, majestic horse into a corral, and the first thing it will do is try and jump out. Try to catch that wild horse, and it won't let you catch it because it doesn't want you to. Try putting a saddle on that wild horse, and it won't allow you to even get close enough to do it. Now think about that. No human taught that wild horse to do all those things. They don't need to. The wild horse just knows, because that's the way it was created and born. It just feels the instinct, power, and guidance from within. It feels it from the power that created it. It feels it to do the things it was created for and none of the things that it wasn't. So my question to you is, what if you could be more like that wild horse? How do you think that would be? What if you started living more of your life without anyone riding you, guiding you, and trying to tell you what to do? How different would your life feel? How different could your life be? Would it be something that would make you happier? The question I have for you is, do you think you need anyone's permission to do it? If you do, you have mine. Now, go and do what makes you happy. Go and do what brings you joy. Go and do what makes your heart sing. Go and do what you love, and the money and the accolades and the success will all follow. Trust yourself. You know deep down inside how to do this. Now, go and do it. And I want you to be the amazing wild horse you, my friend, are created to be. Let's get the conversation started. I want to know, how would it feel if you were living your life without any other people trying to tell you what to do? Do you find yourself chasing after people who don't care about you and probably never will? How does that make you feel? Uncomfortable? So many times when we chase people, we'll invest time, energy, money, and emotions, and rarely do those things come back to us. We want people's attention and approval, so we try harder. And the more we care and the more we do, the experience remains the same. Why do they treat us like that, you might ask? Ego, envy, jealousy, the list goes on. To some people, like friends and family, you couldn't say, do, or buy them enough things to change their opinions and beliefs about you. So why even try? What's awakening is knowing how you've taught other people to treat you. When it comes to us, we're their best teacher. At any time, we can also teach them to treat us differently. If you want respect, others quickly learn. If they want a friendship with you, it must be first built upon respect. It's the same with interest in you. If you keep running after others, they'll treat you that way. How can you know when you're doing that? A good way to know is if others spend more time talking about themselves than listening to you. If that makes you happy, keep doing it. If it doesn't, try these 7 things. Number 1, don't tell people your plans. Number 2, don't tell people your goals. Number 3, don't tell people your dreams. Number 4, keep working quietly on what you're doing. Do it behind the scenes. No one needs to know the details of your life. Number 5, if anyone asks what you're up to, tell them, I've been busy working on a bunch of great things, and that's all you need to say. Number 6, when you've achieved the success you want, let others be surprised and find out about it on their own. If they're interested enough, they will, and word to others travels fast. Number 7, if they do find out about your success, be humble and thankful. Keep your future plans to yourself. Keep people in suspense. Stay busy working on your next goals and dreams. Doing these 7 things is going to feel uncomfortable at first. I mean, look at how long you've been telling other people about your life. Just keep doing what you're doing. The awkwardness will soon fade and go away. In its place will come confidence, peace, poise, power, purpose, and direction. You don't need anyone's approval for anything you want to do with your life, and you never will. When you do this, the world will shower you with accolades and blessings. You've got to be yourself because you weren't born to be a copy of anyone else. My friend, the world isn't impressed if you're like other people. The world bows down, respects, and opens its doors to those who are themselves. If you've had problems doing that, let me show you how to do it now. One of the biggest mistakes people make is trying to be as good as somebody else. They will spend years of their life trying to look like, be like, talk like, play like, paint like, write like, sing like, and compare themselves like or do anything else like anyone other than themselves. And they always fall short and come up disappointed because they can never ever be like anyone other than themselves. And there's a good reason for that. Because God, the universe, spirit, or whatever name you like to call it, created you so you could be you. You weren't created to be like anyone else. You were created so you can be you. That means doing what you love to do. That means using your gifts, talents, and abilities that you and only you have been blessed with and given, so you can use them to have the life that will make you the happiest and most fulfilled, to give you all the things you dream of and desire, and to help you help make other people's lives better on this earth while you are here. When you stop trying to be like other people, your life gets a whole lot happier and better so much faster. You let go of the incredible pressure you've been putting on yourself, trying all this time to be someone who you are not and who you'll never be. You'll do less and less comparison. You'll give yourself the freedom from comparing their accomplishments and success with yours. You'll realize that their calling and gifts are their calling and gifts and not yours. You see, you've got your own calling and gifts you are meant to use and to follow. So how can you start doing that? Really, it's easy. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to write down 3 of the biggest things you'd like to do this year. I want you to rank them from most important to least important. I want you to imagine the end result and what it would feel like once you achieve each of those 3 biggest things you'd like to do this year. When you've got the end result in mind for each of those 3 things, now work your way backwards. And here's what I mean. Write down the steps you'll need to take in order to reach the end result of those 3 goals and dreams. You cannot and will not know all the steps you'll need to take. Those are only revealed to you as you move towards your goal and dream. However, you can get a good idea of a few of the steps you think you might need to take in order to get yourself started toward each of those 3 goals and dreams. And that's the place where you begin. Start with the smallest and easiest step that'll be easy for you to begin with and will give you the quickest victory as soon as you reach and achieve it. Then build on that and go to the next step. Reach and achieve that, and then go to the next step, and the next step, and the next step. You see, those little steps and those little victories will motivate and inspire you big time. They will keep you excited and keep you going because you're experiencing small successes. You'll have big successes because every big success is simply made up of many small successes. And very quickly and in no time, you will become unstoppable, my friend. You will become the success story that the world will admire and love and want to be like. Imagine that. The world and other people now want to be like you. Let's get the conversation started. I want to know, is it easy to be the real you, or do you hide the real you from others so you can fit in and be accepted by friends, family, and other people? Fear of the unknown can keep you from having the life you want. Hey, we all have fears. It's just that those living happy lives don't listen to them. Dorothea Brande once said, "All that is necessary to break the spell of inertia and frustration is this: act as if it were impossible to fail." Those words have been a source of power and inspiration for many people, and let them be for you too. Here's a good question to ask yourself. How would I feel if I knew it was impossible for me to fail? It would be life-changing, wouldn't it? Remember this. If fear is greater than desire, then fear will win. However, if desire is greater than fear, then desire will win. Ask yourself, is the fear of changing my life greater than my desire to have a better life? Keep asking yourself that question, because something will happen when you do. Each time you ask the question, the fear inside of you gets weaker, and the desire inside of you gets stronger. As your desire grows, so do your dreams and goals, and possibilities for a great life. And that's when your life begins to change and becomes extraordinary. If you would ask me, what's one of the biggest things keeping people from having a better life? Do you know what I would tell you? Holding on to the past and not letting it go. Is that you? Do you feel stuck? If so, you may be living too much in the past, and it's keeping you from moving away from it. Let's change that. Releasing your past is so easy. Here's how. First, forgive yourself. Whatever you said or did is over. You made the best decision you could. Today, you're smarter and wiser thanks in large part to the decisions you made in the past. Next, look for the lessons the past has taught you and keep them. The lesson made you wiser. The experience was only needed so the lesson could be learned. You learned it? Now, let it go. Next, think of the things you're grateful for right now. Write them on a list. Look at that list throughout the day. Thinking about what you're grateful for will bring more things in your life to be grateful for. Next, choose 3 goals and dreams you want to accomplish in the next 12 months. You might have 20 big goals and dreams. Great. Just choose the 3 you most want to start working on right now. Next, write down one thing for each of those 3 goals that you can find information about or take action on. Big or small, doesn't matter. Just write it down. Think about that one thing for each of your 3 goals, but only think about it. I don't want you to do anything about it yet. Just keep looking at that list. On the 4th day, choose the one thing you most feel like doing from that list, then begin doing it. Then move to the next thing you feel most like doing and keep repeating. You'll find this to be very powerful. You're creating desire inside of you, and the more desire builds, the more you want to do it. It also does something else. It moves you from past thinking to now and future thinking. You're leaving the past behind you. You're more focused on the now, the today, and the what's to come. As one old sage once put it, I really only care about today and the future because that's where I'm going to be living the rest of my life. You know, you've done many great things in your life, my friend. You've accomplished big and amazing things in your past. You know how it made you feel when you dreamed, accomplished, and you were rewarded. You felt on top of the world, didn't you? Something inside of you told you that you knew you have what it takes to be extraordinary and live the extraordinary life. Then you stopped thinking so much about your greatness. And you know what? It's made you unhappy. Now I'm going to show you how to start thinking about your greatness again and show you ways to make yourself even better than ever. You have it inside of you, my friend, but you've been hiding it. You put it in a box, you taped it up, and you hid it from your and others' view. You've hidden it so it wouldn't remind you that what you're doing now and living now is not what you know you can have, live, love, and enjoy. So let me ask you, how does that make you feel? Not happy, does it? Good. Now I want you to do something for me. I want you to go to your garage, go to your attic, go to your basement, go to your closet. I want you to get out your greatness box again, and I want you to open it up. And like a Disney movie, once you open the lid in the box, magic will fly out of the box and cover you with its joy, happiness, and smiles. What you'll discover once again is you. The you that's been hidden all of these years that few, if anyone else, knows about. The you that has been calling you deep inside of you for all of these years to not hide your talents away from the world and the light anymore. My friend, you are born with your talents and greatness for a reason, to make you and other people happy by you using your gifts, talents, and abilities. It may feel uncomfortable once you start imagining and letting yourself feel and be great again. You know, it's been a while since you've done it, and that's okay. Those uncomfortable feelings will quickly pass. Expect other people to be surprised by who and what they're now going to see. It'll seem like to them that you're a whole new and different person, and you know what? That's okay. The right people in your life will stay with you, and the others who no longer belong in your life will gently fade away as the right new people for you will begin coming into your life. Expect others, those who no longer get you or want you to change, to question, criticize, and condemn you for letting your greatness come out. Let them question, and then let them go. That's what people do who still have their greatness packed and hidden away in their box. You know where they're coming from because you were once like them too, but not anymore. I want you to bless them, love them, and then let them go. The always and forever great you is now and forever greatly changed, and it isn't ever going to go back to hiding the real you away anymore. You see, you've got a calling, you've got a mission, you've got a purpose, and it's one bigger and greater than yourself and one you may even realize right now, but you soon will. And on this day, on this moment, and every day and every moment to come, you will now be true and authentic to who you are, to what you are, and to the greatness you've been called and created to be. Love, joy, and blessings to you, my friend, and the world. My friend, I cannot wait to see what you're going to become and what you're going to do with your life, because you're going to change the world in your own amazing ways. Let's get the conversation started. I want to know, what have been some of the great moments and successes in your life that years later, when you think about them, they still make you happy? How good would you feel if you had more of those great moments and successes in your future? Here's a powerful lesson for you, and it's about what your mom and dad never told you enough, and you still hope they would. Here's a question for you. How many times did your parents tell you that you're great? How many times did they tell you to dream big and believe big? How many times did they tell you that you can do anything you dream of? How many times did they tell you how amazing you are and how much they love you? If you're like many people, the answer will be not enough. And you know what? I bet after all these years, you still wish someone would have believed in you more and told you those things, don't you? Most people never hear those things enough from the people they love because the people they love never heard those things enough from the people they loved. They simply did what they knew how and what they were taught from what they saw and what they learned from those people closest to them. If that's been you, I have some great news for you. It's never too late to tell yourself the things you are still so hungry to hear today. And there's a very powerful reason for you to do that. My friend, your past is over. You're alive right now. And if you do what I'm about to tell you, your future will dramatically change for the better. You simply have to tell yourself what you want to become by the things you tell yourself today. So I want you to do this. Close your eyes. Imagine the people you care most about talking to you. It's just you and them one-on-one. Now imagine them telling you the things you've never heard from them or you haven't heard enough from them. Now imagine them saying these things to you. Do you know how much I love you? Do you know how grateful and thankful I am to have you as my child? Do you know how proud I am of you? Do you know how wonderful you are? Do you know how special you are? Do you know I could not have prayed for or asked for a better child? Do you know how powerful you are? Do you know how smart and wise you are? Do you know how kind and loving and thoughtful you are and how good that makes me feel? Do you know you have the ability inside of you right now to do anything you desire, dream of, and want with your life? Do you know how much I brag about you to other people and how amazed they are when I tell them about you? Do you know how much I love to hear from you, talk to you, and listen to you tell me about your life and your dreams anytime you want to talk to me? Do you know you can talk to me about anything you want, anytime you want? Because you are the most important person in my life who I love with all my heart and soul because you are my precious child. Do you know how much I believe in you and every one of your dreams? Do you know how great you are? Do you know how much you positively touch the lives of everyone you meet with your love, your kindness, and everything about you? Do you know how important you and your life is right now? Do you know how much you're going to change the world and all those around you and the countless others you will never know? Do you know how much I love you and thank God for you each and every day? Do you know how proud I am of you and just how much I love you with everything inside of me? Now, my friend, go ahead and open your eyes. Tell me how you would feel if you heard those words from the people you care about and love. It would make you feel great. It would begin to change your life, wouldn't it? Hey, here's the best news. It can still change your life. And now I'm going to tell you how and why. When you begin telling yourself those things, your brain doesn't care who says them to you. Your brain only cares if it hears the words. And it doesn't matter whether those words come from you or someone else. Whenever you find yourself feeling down, uninspired, and you feel like no one gets you or believes in you, I want you to listen to this video again and again and keep telling yourself the powerful, life-changing words I just spoke to you. As you do, I want you to feel how those words begin changing how you feel and how they begin filling your soul with inspiration to start doing the next great thing life is calling you to do. My friend, you were born to be great. Now, go and give yourself the life you were called to live and the one you deserve to have.